I'm not a cosplayer. I'm a crazy person that wants to be Batman. I actually, in my youth, fought crime and kicked drug dealers' butts and got into so many drunken fights in my youth, hence the missing teeth and whatnot. And what I started doing when I started building my suits was I started working with practicality versus what was being seen on screen. So my very, very, very first functional bat suit was a pair of spandex tights, and the person that made them for me had like absolutely no idea what they were going to be used for. She thought it was the weirdest thing for having all black tights that just fit me like Superman. She was not happy with it. So then I added hockey armor. I know that's sad, but I found a bunch of different pads and leg armor and things.
Hockey pads.
I did, and it worked. And I looked like Batman. And what I did was I bought one of the best things about Batman being Batman is that there is so much of his stuff mass produced that I was able to purchase stuff and then modify it to my needs, like adding armor. And I'm not talking like hockey armor, I'm talking about Kevlar now. Because eventually I learned from that piece of crap suit and built another suit using a wetsuit. And what I did was I took the foam muscles off of a puffy suit and then I filled the interior with basically dragon scale latex, which is like really, really, really bulletproof. It's amazing stuff. It's
Whoa.
Yeah,
It's
dragon scale.
Where do you get dragon scale latex?
It's not a latex. It's actually more of a polymer. It's more of a thank you. It's a polyester. It's
Okay.
But I know people.
Oh.
That's all I'm allowed to say.
Wow.
Then I moved up to the Kevlar line wetsuit that looks like Christopher Nolan stuff, and then I upgraded to motocross armor, and it's actually a lot more breathable. I can do like my front handstands and front flips, and it protects me in a fight. I've tested that out for sure. I now use a Batfleck cowl with an interior plastic helmet that stabilizes it and also allows me to turn my head and permits a small amount of protection. I can't receive a bullet to the head, obviously, but when I was, believe it or not, I was at a con in, it couldn't have been Kitchener Con, it had been Brampton Con, but my buddy John Markey, he invited me there, and I was just as a guest judge, and I was wearing my fully armored functional utility belt. I'm talking razor batarangs, smoke bombs from industrial electricians, lots of good stuff, a lot of good goodies. If I ever get frisked by a cop, I'm going to jail. So anyway, I'm at this con, and I met a bunch of these girls, a little too young for me, but they were hanging around and being nice, and this guy who went to school with them, he was a monster of a human being. Like, I'm talking 7 feet tall and a bully. He was just like, he was being negative to them, he was just being obnoxious to them, and I walked up to him and I was like, and that's why you don't have any friends. The next thing I know, I'm looking to the left, and I'm like, what the hell just happened? That son of a bitch just hit me. So I look up at him, and because he's taller than me, and I'm about to just unleash every mad, angry thought into him with my fist, and I'm looking up at him, and he's looking at his hand like, what the hell? And he's like, what is in your head? And I'm like, I'm Batman. Bang, 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 thump, 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 click, click, click. And he's like, you want to go? And he's like, your eyes are really weirding me out, and I'm wearing these white contacts that completely conceal my identity. And I just stared him down, and he walked away. I didn't even have to throw a punch. He threw a punch, though, and I was perfectly fine.
So you can handle a hockey stick then?
Oh, I can handle anything.
Should we test it out?
You wanna?
Yes,
Let me be
please.
the first person that's into the hospital this week.
So I really like that you prefaced this all by saying you're actually just a crazy person who wants to be Batman and fight
That's
drug
how it
dealers.
rolls. That's how I'm so amazing at my craft of cosplay.
And I think I think that there are people who would say therapy instead of Batman suit, but I
I
think
did
you're
that
doing
in
great
anger
things.
management.
Okay.
They say the same to
I was going to be a
Bruce
police
Yeah.
officer.
Yeah.
Oh God. All right. Well, I guess you're kind of the real deal. That's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
Scott, let's hear about your costume.
All right. So this is all metal and leather, reinforced metal pretty much. Just putting leather over top of it and forming it, cutting it, shaping it, and just trying to give it the best look that it possibly can. You know, there's even some improvisations